Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, I have a little series where I do homes based off of zodiac signs, and this home is based off of the Leo sign, which is the fifth in line, and they are very creative of being in the spotlight and natural born leaders. So I was imagining that this sim or sims would be a leader of a club. I gave them a music room in the front of the house, which I haven't done like a full-on music room in a while, if ever, and so I thought that area is pretty fun. So I hope you like that area as well. But first, we are going to be starting off in the entryway area and the front porch area. This is a very colorful and vibrant house. I searched on Pinterest like color schemes slash Leo zodiac sign or something, and it came up with a lot of very out there colors like bold reds, bold dark purple, and so this is a very colorful house on the interior. I might pull up a little like graph of like what I searched so you can kind of color match with me, and so we are just going to be making the kitchen a little bit bigger. If you saw my video last week, you would have seen that this is a pretty similar kitchen to that. I did want to make it a little bit different, so I just like made it bigger, and so we are going to be adding island area. There isn't like a actual dining room table area, so the island's like the best area for like eating meals. I always feel like I have enough space for a dining room table until I don't have space for a dining room table. They seems bigger and like I can like put a dining room table, but then things just like keep adding on and then it just feels too small for a dining room table. So we are just going to be raising up these cabinets so your Sims can still look out into their neighbor's yard. And now we're going to be doing a little bit of adjusting into the porch, making that window a little bit more centered. And now we're working on a TV space for your Sims. I was imagining that this Sim could be like a club leader, and so I was imagining the living room area would also kind of be like a gathering, group gathering spot. So we are just going to be working on the island, trying to make this just feel like very cohesive. And I wanted to do a mid-century modern build for an upcoming video, and so I feel like using the Get Famous pack was a little taste of like what could be a little bit of re getting to know the pack with mixing other packs. So look forward to that video. Hopefully it will come out in the next few weeks. I haven't started it. My life's been a little bit crazy with finishing school, going to a family reunion, and then a cousin just decided to, hey, I'm gonna get married. So going to his wedding over the weekend, and it's just kind of been a little crazy few weeks in my life. So we are going to be adding these cool egg chairs, and I was imagining that possibly the sim could be like a professional or famous musician, and so this is like the first home that's like theirs, that's like or like out of their parents' house. Their apartment doesn't have any like strict like no painting the wall codes, and so I feel like that kind of gave a reason for this home to be so colorful, is that they're just like exploring this new color schemes, these new like freedom of living on their own. So now we are in the music room, which is the biggest room in this home besides, the big open living room and dining room area. So there is a DJ mixing station, there's a bunch of instruments, and I do also add a computer workspace area. I added it in this room since it is like kind of like a music room slash office, but I was thinking that like the computer could be like for checking emails of like an upcoming gig, or just like making sure their like social media followers are still up high. So we are going to be using this cool chair from the Get Famous pack. I didn't really like limit myself when it came to packs for this build. If you're curious on what packs I did use, you can check the description down below. I just kind of like added stuff when I felt like I needed a piano, and that comes with the City Living pack where the guitars are from the base game. And so I do that a few times. I'm like, you know what? I could use Vanity right there. So I needed to use a different pack I can't think of the name of because there are so many packs in The Sims 4. So we are going to be using the Everyday Clutter Kit, mostly because I wanted to use the headphones, but it was good desk clutter as well. So now we're going to be adding some posters. I was mentioning that these posters are like they're like album covers almost. And so we're just going to be adding some more artwork from the Get Famous pack, and maybe these other posters or moving posters, but I was thinking that these are other posters that like they worked on the soundtrack for, or maybe they starred in them in the movies. But I was thinking more of like the soundtrack that they worked on are those movies. So we're going to be finishing up this area with some rugs, and these rugs I mostly added for installation. My family is currently renovating our basement to be an apartment, and when we put the carpet down and like the rugs down, it's like, whoa, now it feels like soundproof. And so I wanted to add that into this area since it is built for a musician. So we are going to be adding a few different kitchen clutter items onto the kitchen. I do just kind of keep it in this like one corner because I wanted to make sure there was space for your Sims to cook, and there's a few different spots. So that's why the kitchen items are just like in that one area. I thought it was just, like the hot spot to stand. Like that's like the main area to stand. So we are just going to be now in the bathroom, the one and only bathroom, and it is a pretty big bathroom. The toilet is in a separate room, and then the showers are more towards the back, and I'm going to be using the new Luxe bathroom kit, and it may not be like the newest, but I still think it's new. I'm not like one to buy every single pack, but this kit, I mean, is very needed. I feel like it's very like modern. I feel like it gives us different items, even though it is really just bathroom clutter, but it's also something that like can help diverse the game. So we are going to be adding a plant in the corner, and then going to be adding a mirror from the Get Famous pack above the sinks. So pretty much everything in this bathroom is the new kit except for the mirror, because I wanted to add a cool mirror of backlighting, and I feel like it was big enough for two sinks to share. So we are going to be adding some towels to kind of make this space down here look a little bit different. I didn't like hide the baskets because I was thinking like that's like little individual garbage cans for each sink. So I do keep the basket what's the word? It's like accessible. So we are going to be adding another little like shelf area by the window for more storage. And I feel like having like this area right outside of the shower is a very good, like, you don't want to get it wet, but you need like a hair clip when you are showering or a brush when you're showering. And so we're going to be finishing up this bathroom, and now we're going to be heading into the main bedroom, the primary bedroom, the only bedroom, unless you want to change the music room into a second bedroom. So I tried to keep this bedroom very simple and kind of like muted with the furniture because the walls are so bright and vibrant because of the color scheme chart I found on Pinterest. And so we are mostly going to be using the items from the Vintage Glamour Kit in this bedroom just to keep it kind of cohesive with a style. And like I said earlier, I was mentioning that this would be like the first home of the Sim, so it's like their creativity went kind of crazy with like the wall colors, and so they knew they needed to have a little bit of like muted furniture, and so they made their bedroom all white. But I feel like having all this furniture just kind of being white just kind of helps keep it calm. And so they may have went a little crazy with the wallpaper, but they do know that like they sleep better when it's a calm space. So we are just going to be adding a few more posters. I wanted to make sure that I used a good amount of items from the city living pack just to keep it consistent with from room to room. And so we are just going to be adding a little mail holder. I was going to add the pile, but I remember that there was a little like wall decal from the clutter kit to put on the wall, and I felt like that looked a little bit better to have like on the wall than like another thing on the floor. So we are going to be adding another box of shoes and kind of finishing up the interior of this home. And now we're going to be heading on to the backyard. So the backyard is pretty simple. I wanted to add a grill, and I made it red to match with the color schemes, and I made a little picnic area, and I'm going to be adding a little garden area on the side. The backyard in this home is pretty small. If you want to have like a bigger backyard, you need like scooch the house up a little bit more, and then you can like extend the backyard. But I wanted to keep it small. I was only imagining like one or two Sims in this home. So if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you're new or if you enjoyed watching so more people can see my content. I am very small here on YouTube, and it is greatly appreciated when I get a new subscriber. Thank you for those who have already hit the like and subscribe button, and we are just going to be adding a few final details into the home. If you have any village suggestions for me, leave them down in the comments. I post new videos every single Tuesday, and I hope to see you all next week for another video. Bye!